Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited about today's travel video because you guys know I love talking about travel, right? So today we're going to be talking about stress-free travel tips. Now I came across this article, I believe it was on Pinterest, and I thought, you know what, I like this. Let me share this because, when we all love to travel, but none of us likes the stress that comes with traveling because there's so many things you have to remember. You've got to be on time because you don't want to miss your flight, your shuttle, or whatever it is that, you're doing. So I decided, I think I'm going to share these tips with you today. So let's jump right on in. So we all know, right, that traveling can be both fun and stressful. And I just said that a few minutes ago. So, and this article actually was written by someone named Clare Hopping. And these are the tips that she gives on how to avoid stress while you're traveling. So number one, she says, get up on time and arrive early. And I'm glad that that's number one because that is something that you have to do. That is a must. Set your alarm clock and then get your booty up. I said that. Get your booty up will help so much with stress because if you're like me, I love hitting that snooze button. I always have, matter of fact, I have like a ritual. I don't get out of the bed until I've hit the snooze button at least twice. Sometimes it might be 3 times, but at least twice I got to hit that snooze button before I get up. But no, we're not going to do that. Set your alarm. When it goes off, get your booty on up and get moving. Number 2, check in online. This will make things go a lot smoother once you get to the airport. In addition, if you don't have to check your bag, you can save a little bit more time. I check my bag because I do not feel like dragging it on the plane. Then you have to find space in the overhead to put it. I don't need all of that stress. That's stressful for me. So, because I see other people going through that when they get on the plane, and let's say they're sitting middle way in the plane, but there's no more space from the front to the midway point. So now they got to put their bags all the way in the back. It's too much. I can't do that. So, number 3, book your seat before you travel. If you have a specific seat preference, then you really need to reserve your seat in advance. Now, if you're flying Southwest or on standby, you won't be able to reserve a seat. You just need to make sure that when you do your check-in, you have an A boarding pass, and that A boarding pass is in the first few numbers if you can. Now, when I went to Cancun, my boarding pass was like A45, although as soon as it was time I logged in, I was like, no, I still got 45. So coming back though, I checked in and I had like A35. Actually, no, I'm sorry, A25. So I actually got a window seat right in the 3rd row. So I was near the front this time for a change. So, book your seat before you leave. Number 4, stay in a hotel the night before. Now, before I go into explaining why, I do this when I'm going certain places. Like if I'm going on a cruise, we'll fly down, take the train down or whatever the night before. Because then that way I'm already in Miami, Orlando, wherever that cruise ship is leaving out of, and I'm not having to worry about what if my flight doesn't get me there on time, what if the train is delayed, because all those things can happen, and they do happen, because I've been on cruises where they make the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be delayed in our departure because we have some individuals whose flight had gotten delayed, but they're on their way, and you're like, okay, well, this kind of holds everybody else up. So I recommend stay in a hotel the night before. So depending on how far you have to travel to the airport, you may want to stay in a hotel near the airport to ensure that you don't run into traffic trying to get there. And as I said that, last March we had a girlfriend's getaway in Orlando, and one of the things that I noticed is when we got off the plane and we're going to get our baggage, I realized there is an there is a hotel right inside of that airport. So if you leave out, it's made like right there. So when you come out of that hotel, you are right there in the lobby and you're ready to go through security. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So that meant you had already done your check-in into the airport. So, you know what I'm saying? Because they have to check your boarding pass and all that kind of good stuff. So the way it was made up, the hotel was like here. And when you come out, you're just going through that line to go through the security screening and all of that. Pretty cool. Number 5, very important, wear comfortable clothing. Can't stress this enough. There's nothing worse than sitting on a long flight, or even a short flight for that matter, and your jeans start to bunch up in your crotch area. I said that. She didn't. I ad-libbed and added stuff to it, but these were the tips that we're giving. And let me put a pin right there. That is so true. How many times have we all flown? And after you sit there for a while, your jeans tend to bunch up in the crotch area. That is so freaking uncomfortable. So this is why I pretty much will always travel in a pair of yoga pants, because they're very comfortable. I don't have to worry about them bunching anywhere, and I just love it. But the key is to wear something that's loose and comfortable. Stay away from anything complicated, because as you know, there's not a lot of space in the bathroom. So if you're going to get on the plane, let's say with a jumpsuit, it's cute, but guess what? When you go into that bathroom, there's not a lot of room in there as it is. So now you got to get the straps off, you got to get it down. It's too much. Wear something that's comfortable and not complicated. Number 6, drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water so that you can stay hydrated. Now I did pros and cons. The pro to this is it said that you will arrive at your destination feeling refreshed and ready to go. But there's always a con. You may have to keep getting up to go to the bathroom. So I don't know about you all, but I typically do not use the restroom on the plane, because again, you have all these people. So sometimes they can be a little nasty, you know what I'm saying? And again, it's just not enough room to be moving around in there. So I try my best not to have to go to the bathroom once I'm on the plane. I make sure I go before I get on the plane. And if I have to go, I will hold it till I get off. Number 7, pre-plan your transportation. Again, I cannot stress this enough. You need to pre-plan your transportation. When you get off the plane, your transportation is already paid for. This way, you don't have to worry about cab drivers trying to take advantage of you. And let me put a quick pin right there. When I went to Cancun a few weeks ago, my transportation was already booked. So as I got off the plane and I got my baggage and I'm leaving out, and this man steps out in front, because my mind is just focused on, okay, where do I go now? And this man kind of steps out in front of me, and he was like, hola, how are you? And I said, I'm great, how are you? As I'm kind of stepping back, because I'm funny about people I don't know in my space. And so he shook my hand. I said, and you are? And he said, he told me his name, which I don't remember. And he asked me, he said, do you need transportation? And I said, well, yeah, I've already prepaid for my transportation. And so he said, okay, well, great. What company is it with? And it was with Lomas, which they were absolutely amazing. Love, love, love this company. And so he said, okay, do you have your the information? So I showed it to him, and he said, okay, so you want to go out and you're going to look for a gentleman in a teal colored vest and white pants and white shoes. He said, don't talk to anybody else other than the person that you see wearing that, because that's the person you want to see, and they'll get you on your van. So I said, cool, awesome, I'm on my way. So of course, as you come out of the airport, there are tons of companies that have driving limo services, if you will, independent cab drivers, and they're all bombarding you. Come on, you need a ride, come on over here, come on. I said, look, I'm good, I know exactly where I'm going, because I see the man that I'm looking for, so thank you anyway. And of course, as you walk down the sidewalk, you got to say it 50 million times, and finally I get to where I'm supposed to be. I said, hey, I'm going to the Rue Palace, Las Americas. And he said, okay, great. He said, is your name Michelle? And I said, yes. And he said, all right, I got you on my list. Sure enough, he checked me off the clipboard that he had, and I was on my way. So I'm pretty sure there was a reason why I was telling you that. Oh, because this is why it's important to pre-plan your transportation. Because unfortunately, you will get some drivers and companies that will take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want that to happen. So this way, my transportation to and from the airport was already paid for. Number 8, make a travel folder. This is something that I always, always, always do. I don't care where I'm going. I have a manila folder that looks something like this. I use a manila folder, and I will write on the top of here where my trip is, and so everything that I need to know about that trip, trust me, is in that folder. And I talked about inside, I have all of my itinerary, flight, hotel information, insurance information, anything that's involved in that trip, it's in that folder. And because it keeps me organized, and I keep it in my carry-on bag. so that, you know, while I'm on the plane, I can look over and just say, okay, so when I get off the plane, I need to go here, there, wherever. Everything's laid out for me. Number 9, make sure your devices are charged up. This is a no-brainer. I make sure my iPad, iPhone are on 100% before I leave my house and then before I check out of my hotel. And I have 3 portable chargers. I don't have them with me, but I have 3 portable chargers. They are charged to the max so that if for some reason, you know, my cell phone begins to die, bam, I just plug it up to my first charger, and if that one was to wear out, I got 2 more to go. Yeah, because you just, you know, you don't want to have a dead battery, period. That's never a good thing. Number 10, take some cash with you. In case of an emergency, you may not be able to use your credit or debit cards, so it's always a good idea to bring some cash with you. This one, number 10, spoke volumes to me, because if you know me, then you know it is very rare that I have cash in my wallet. Even right now, as I'm looking at my wallet, I have no cash in there at all. But I have credit cards, I have check cards, debit cards, all that other good stuff, but I have no cash. So I'm trying to get better in this new year with carrying cash. Now, when I went to Cancun, I did have cash in my wallet, and I thought, well, geez, I don't want to take a whole lot of cash, so I only took, I think I had like $200 worth of cash in my wallet. And let me be honest with you, I was a little nervous the whole time because I never have that much cash in my wallet, but you know, I wanted to make sure I had cash to do things, and so I did. So I'm getting better with that. And bonus, because y'all know I love to give bonuses, ladies, if you are not quite sure, now I need y'all to listen up to this, okay? Listen up. Ladies, if you are not quite sure when your cycle is going to start, please be sure to pack a box of tampons, sanitary napkins, whatever it is that you use, in your suitcase, and put a few in your carry-on bag just in case. If you're on your cycle while you're traveling, please be sure to pack enough supplies, as I like to call them, so that you don't have to buy any. You know, the worst thing that can happen to you is you can be so excited about traveling, going on your trip, and you forget that it's close to that time of the month. You get where you're going. Maybe the next day, the second day, you see some spotting, some things going on. You're like, oh crap, now I got to go out and buy supplies when I have them at home. So this is something that I live by. If it's close to that time of the month, or if it is that time of the month, I make sure I have enough supplies so I don't have to buy anything. I have everything I need with me. So those have been your stress-free travel tips. I hope they help you in some way, shape, or form. If you have some travel tips that I may not be aware of, please be sure to let me know in the description box below, because you know, you learn something new every day, right? And so before I end this video, I want to do a quick recap. So number 1, we said get up on time and arrive early. Number 2, check in online. Number 3, book your seat before you travel. Number 4, stay in a hotel the night before. Number 5, wear comfortable clothing. Number 6, drink plenty of water. Number 7, pre-plan your transportation. Number 8, make a travel folder. Number 9, make sure your devices are completely charged. Number 10, take some cash with you. And your bonus was, if it's that time of the month or close to that time of the month, please make sure you pack all the supplies that you will need. That way you don't have to go out spending money buying any, right? So those have been your stress-free travel tips. I thank you so much for giving me just a little bit of your time. As always, I love you guys so much. I thank you guys for continuing to support my channel, and I especially thank you guys that have been commenting lately. Truly love that. And like I said, if you ever have any travel questions, if there's something that you would like to see me talk about, please let me know, because I want to make this channel such that I am providing helpful information to you when it comes to travel, not just tips, but also on destinations. So if it's something that you want me to talk about, please let me know, and I'll be sure to make that happen. And as always, like I said, I love you guys. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I have some really awesome things coming up starting next month with my March Madness. You'll just have to wait and see what that's going to be. But I don't want you to miss anything. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And until our next video, take care, and we'll talk soon.